They call me the weird one. Just a ghost in the hallway, passing through life without a sound. No friends, no plans, just the silence of my own thoughts after the final bell. Then, the world shifted. A new transfer student. And the empty seat next to me was the only one left. He didn't just sit there. He looked at me. Really looked at me, like I wasn't invisible. "Hey, I'm Kaito," he said. His voice was like a melody I wasn't used to hearing. I barely managed a nod. My heart was already starting to drum a rhythm I couldn't control. He kept coming back, day after day, breaking down my walls with nothing but kindness. I started to feel seen. For the first time, the weird girl felt like someone special. Every compliment, every joke, they lit a fire in me I was terrified to name. I was falling for my best friend, and it was the most dangerous secret I'd ever kept. Then, she appeared, the queen bee of the school. Flashy, loud, and everything I wasn't. She didn't want him for who he was. She wanted him as a trophy to fill the void of her last breakup. My chest tightened. I saw it. The way she looked at him wasn't love. It was just performance. I had to tell him, even if it ruined the only real thing I'd ever had. But would he believe the girl who never spoke? Or the girl who owned the school? Morning routines changed. Suddenly, the lonely path to school felt like a journey. Small things, a shared snack, a forgotten pencil, a quiet conversation that lasted for hours. In the library, the world fell away. Just us, and the stories we were writing between the lines. I found myself waiting for his laugh, that specific sound that made my chest hum. He brushed my hair back one afternoon. The touch was so light, I barely breathed. I froze. The heat in my face was betrayal. Did he feel the electricity too? He just kept smiling, that gentle, blue-eyed gaze that made me feel like the only person. I started to journal every detail. Every word he said became a treasure I'd guard forever. He became my shield, standing tall, making sure nobody could treat me like a ghost again. He was changing me, making me believe that maybe, just maybe, I deserved to be here. We talked about our futures, our fears, the dreams we hadn't told anyone else. He saw the world in colors I hadn't noticed. He was teaching me how to see. I was head over heels. The secret was getting harder to keep, blooming inside me like a rose. I wanted to reach out, to grab his hand, but the fear of losing us was too heavy. It was the best time of my life, and I had no idea it was all about to fracture. Everything felt secure, until the morning the noise in the hallway suddenly changed. A wave of whispers swept through the crowd like wildfire, entering like she owned the building. The school's reigning queen bee, radiant and untouchable, fresh off a messy breakup with her star athlete, ex. She was looking for a new, shiny toy, and out of everyone in the entire school, her eyes landed directly on Kaito. She didn't just walk past him. She intercepted him right in the middle of the crowded corridor. Kaito paused, completely caught off guard as she addressed him by name. I froze by my locker. My chest tightened into a hard, painful knot. This wasn't just a casual conversation. It was a calculated hunt. She touched his arm, turning on all her charm to draw him into her orbit. He smiled back, just being his naturally friendly self, not realizing it was a trap. Whispers exploded around us. Is she really talking to him? What is her game? I looked away, swallowing the sudden bitter taste of panic in the back of my throat. She walked off, leaving him with an invitation he didn't know how to refuse. The quiet peace we had built together was suddenly shattered by a storm. I couldn't stop. The next morning, I waited by our usual bench, trying to shake off the unease from yesterday. But when Kaito finally walked up, his usual bright energy was completely muted. He sat down beside me, staring at his shoes like he was trying to find the right words. "Yuki," he started, his voice trailing off into the morning breeze. "There is something I need to tell you." It happened so fast. Even I'm still processing it. My heart skipped a beat, a cold dread washing over every inch of my skin. She asked me out yesterday after school, and I said, yes, we're officially dating now. The words hit me like physical blows. The ground beneath me felt like it was disappearing. All those private jokes, the quiet library sessions, the way he looked at me. Was it all just nothing? I had to swallow the scream tearing at my throat. I couldn't let him see me break. That's amazing. Kaito, I'm really happy for you, I lied, my voice shaking. His face lit up with absolute relief, completely blind to the shattering glass inside me. But from across the courtyard, she was watching us, and that smirk told me everything. She didn't love him. There was something dark hiding behind that picture-perfect smile. He thought he found a fairy tale, but I knew better, and I was going to find out what she was hiding. Life at school changed overnight. He was suddenly wrapped up in her blinding, superficial world. I played my part. I smiled. I nodded. I acted like the supportive best friend I was supposed to be. But whenever Kato's back was turned, her sweet mask instantly slipped away into something cold. I saw the cracks, the way she rolled her eyes when he spoke, the way she checked her phone constantly. She wasn't invested in him. She treated him like an accessory, a temporary fix for her wounded ego. And poor Kaito was walking right into the trap, completely blinded by the illusion of affection. The second he looked back, the performance resumed. It made my stomach churn with anger. I couldn't just sit back and watch him get used. I needed proof. Real, undeniable proof. I started digging into the whispers. The sudden breakup with her star-athlete ex. Just weeks prior, they had been the golden couple. Everyone thought they were endgame until he dumped her. The timeline didn't add up. She targeted Kaito barely 3 days after her public humiliation. It was all a game of pride, a petty scheme to make her ex jealous and salvage her reputation. Then, opportunity struck. After practice, I spotted her slipping into the deserted hallway by the locker rooms. My heart hammered against my ribs. Whatever was about to happen behind those doors, I had to capture it. I crept closer to the edge, holding my breath, stepping right into the danger zone. The air inside the hallway was freezing. Every shadow felt like it was closing in on me. A muffled voice leaked through the crack of the heavy double doors. Familiar? Too familiar. I peeked inside. My breath caught in my throat. It was her. And she wasn't alone. Her star-athlete ex. The very guy who broke her heart just weeks ago. Standing right in front of her. The ice-gold queen bee was gone. In her place was a girl completely wrapped around her ex's finger. Relax, babe, she chuckled softly, tossing her glossy hair over her shoulder. Are you sure about this new guy? He teased, crossing his arms slightly. He looks totally wrapped around your finger. Oh please, she scoffed. Kaito, he's just a boring little distraction to pass the time. A distraction? He repeated, a wicked grin spreading across his face. Total filler material until you came back around? She whispered. He's completely buying the sweet act. They stepped closer, their faces inches apart, sealing the cruel joke with a laugh. My phone screen glowed in the dark, every single venomous word captured clear as day. The rage inside me burned hotter than the heartbreak. She was with Kaito, just for a game. I had the proof. No more guessing, no more hiding in the background. I was going to save him, whether he wanted to believe me or not. I found him by the courtyard fountain, sitting alone, under the late afternoon shadows. My hands were shaking, but my steps didn't waver. I couldn't wait another second. He looked up, flashing that familiar, warm smile that always used to calm my nerves. Kaito, I said, my voice barely above a whisper. We need to talk, right now. He blinked, closing his textbook fully. Hey, Yuki, is everything okay? You look pale. I didn't answer. I pulled out my phone and hit play on the recording I caught in the locker room. Just a boring little distraction to pass the time. Total filler material until you came back. The words hung in the air like poison. Every bit of color drained from his face. She's playing you, Kaito, I said, my voice cracking under the weight of the truth. She's using you to make her ex jealous. He stared at the screen, his breathing turning shallow as reality began to shatter his illusion. But pride is a heavy armor. Instead of anger at her, the shock turned inward. No, he muttered, his voice tightening. You don't know her. You're just making this up. The words hit me like a physical blow. After everything, he thought I was lying to him. Just leave it alone, Yuki, he snapped, turning his back on me and walking away fast. He walked away, taking my heart with him, leaving me standing in the wreckage of our friendship. The silence between us stretched like an ocean. Every step in the hallway felt heavy. He avoided my gaze. 2 days of complete avoidance, pretending I didn't even exist. He stayed by her side, desperately trying to prove to himself and to me that I was wrong. But the doubt was planted. I could see it in his eyes. Every time he thought no one was watching, she noticed his distraction, and her sweet mask began to slip into something sharp and demanding. Her patience was wearing thin. She couldn't afford any competition for her fragile ego. Lunchtimes turned back into what they used to be. Isolated, cold, and entirely silent. He sat with them, laughing at jokes that felt hollow, looking more exhausted by the hour. It hurt worse than being invisible, because this time, he knew I was there, and chose to look away. The walk home was agonizing. Every shadow whispered his name, reminding me of what we lost. I didn't regret telling him, even if he hated me for it. Saving him was worth the pain. The weather mirrored the atmosphere. A heavy storm was brewing over the entire school. The cracks in her perfect illusion were starting to widen faster than she could patch them. And then, the final curtain fell, in the worst possible way. At the worst possible time, he heard it with his own ears, and the realization hit him like a lightning strike. He didn't need my recording anymore. Destiny decided to hand him the final, brutal truth. There she stood, thinking she was out of earshot, talking to her ex without a single care. I'm telling you, it's hilarious, she sneered into the receiver. He actually believes I like him. Every word cut right through him. The exact same words I had tried to show him days ago. Just holding out until you're ready to take me back? Babe, that nerd is just my placeholder. He stepped out from the shadows. The illusion shattered into a million irreparable pieces. She spun around, the color draining from her face as she saw him standing right there. Kaito, wait, let me explain. It's not what it sounds like, she stammered, panicking instantly. He didn't yell. He didn't argue. His voice was terrifyingly quiet as he looked right through her. You were right, he whispered to the empty air. Thinking of me, Yuki was right about everything. He walked away, leaving her standing alone with her lies. The fake crown crashing down around her. The game was over. Her cruelty had finally caught up to her, exposing her true, empty self. The regret hit him like a tidal wave. He had chosen popularity over his true best friend. How could he face her now? After calling her a liar, after throwing her away, he had to find her. Even if she never forgave him, he needed to tell her the truth. I was sitting alone where we used to share our lunches. The wind, carrying the chill of the approaching evening. Then, footsteps approached. Heavy, hesitant steps I would recognize anywhere. I looked up. My breath hitched. It was him, standing right in front of me. After days of silence, the confident boy who walked into our classroom weeks ago was gone. In his place was absolute ruin. He didn't smile. He didn't offer an excuse. He just stood there, drowning in his own mistakes. Every defense mechanism I built over the last week rushed back. I braced myself for more pain. "You are right, Yuki," he whispered, his voice trembling under the weight of his admission. "Every single word you recorded, every warning you gave me, it was all true." The anger in my chest melted away, replaced by the heartbreaking sight of him falling apart. "I was a fool," he choked out, his voice breaking completely. "I chose a fake lie over my real, best friend." I stood up. The distance between us felt heavier than any ocean we had ever crossed. "I pushed you away when you were only trying to protect me. Can you ever forgive me?" The silence between us stretched, heavy, with everything we had left unsaid for weeks. He was standing right here, vulnerable and completely open, and my heart couldn't stay locked away anymore. The walls I built to protect my secret finally crumbled down to dust. I stood right in front of him, close enough to feel the warmth of his breath in the cool air. He looked down at me, startled by how close we were, his tears pausing in sheer confusion. "You idiot," I whispered, my voice trembling with all the emotions I had buried for so long. "You think I was just trying to protect you because we're friends? Is that really all you think you are to me?" The words slipped out before I could stop them. The secret I had guarded with my entire soul. The confession hung between us, sweeping away every fear, every doubt, every hesitation. "Yuki," he breathed out, his voice shaking. Do you mean?" I couldn't look away anymore. The walls were gone, and there was nowhere left to hide. "I was so scared," he confessed, his voice breaking softly. "Scared that if I told you how I felt, I'd lose you forever." "You were scared of losing our friendship," I whispered, my heart racing against my ribs. "I was scared of loving you too much." The last barrier between our hearts simply dissolved into the evening wind. "So, stop worrying, Kaito," I said softly, my voice filled with a quiet, beautiful certainty. "You don't ever have to look for anyone else." I smiled, my heart finally at peace, because I've liked you since the very first day. The rest of the world faded away into nothingness, leaving only the two of us. The long, lonely winter of my heart was finally over. The world stood completely still under the canopy of blooming cherry blossoms. Every cold hallway, every silent lunch, every tear, it all led to this exact second. The lonely, weird girl and the lost transfer student had finally found their home in each other. Kaito pulled back just enough to look into my sparkling pink eyes, his own blue eyes shining with tears of joy. "No more hiding," he whispered, brushing a stray petal from my ash-toned hair. "No more ghosts," I replied, closing my eyes and listening to the steady rhythm of his heart. The final bell of the day echoed across the campus, but neither of us moved an inch, our fingers laced together, sealing a promise that no popular queen bee or fake game could ever break. The high school hallways could whisper all they wanted. We had our own story now. He chuckled softly, a sound that chased away every remaining shadow of my past insecurities. I wasn't invisible anymore. I was his best friend, his first love, his everything. Together, we took our first step off the school grounds and straight into our future, hand in hand, leaving the ghosts of high school behind us, because the best kind of love stories are the ones that find you when you least expect them. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.